proud members of the Podbelly Network.
Hi, Sammy.
Guess what we're doing?
We're doing another live show. You guys will be able to come see us on March 15th, 2020 at 7 p.m. We are performing at El Cid in Los Angeles. And guess what? Afterwards, there's going to be a hangout on the patio where you can hang out with us. I mean, until Ketrin gets too sleepy and goes to bed.
Because she's a grandma.
Yeah.
So tickets are $10. You can Venmo at kksampodcast. If you are a patron, you'll get a discount. Or if you'd like to join as a patron, you'll get a discount. And all proceeds go to charity. It is going to the Downtown Women's Center in Los Angeles, which is for homeless women. It provides housing, safety, and employment for homeless women in LA. And we are excited.
And you should come to the show because it's going to be fucking fun.
Yeah.
And you can eat and drink your face off and we'll make you laugh.
And we'll put all the info in the show notes.
Yeah.
So
see you then.
Check it out. See you then. Bye.
Bye.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Kim and Kat, stay alive, maybe. I'm Kim Burns.
I'm Ketrin Porter, and we're a horror movie comedy podcast.
I'm going to tell you the entirety of a movie, and I'm going to spoil the living fucks out of it.
And I'm going to try and stay alive in it.
I'm also going to fuck the living fucks out of it.
Kim, my God, I'm clutching my pearls. Are we finally going to do this? You and me.
What?
You just said you were going to fuck the living fuck out of it. Is it me?
Ew.
You're so rude.
No.
You're so
It's
rude.
not rude. It's disgusting. It's incestual and disgusting.
It is incestual. Our new producer is here again as well. Cindy. She's working for a rate of love and appreciation.
Screwball whiskey.
And screwball whiskey. Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Oh, yeah.
Vagina holes out.
Tits up. Get over here, Cindy. Cheers. Yes. Cindy, are you sold? Are you and Peter sold?
I love it.
Yeah.
You guys need a sponsorship now.
Thank you.
Hashtag
Thank
get
you.
screwed with KK Podcast.
It's really fucking good in coffee with oat milk, by the by. It's legit. How you doing, Miss Burns?
I'm good.
I love you.
How are you? I love
great.
you too.
Did you watch a movie or do we have
Do you have
business
anything to talk
or
about?
I don't think so. You know what? I do have something I want to share. That's a little silly, but I have lived in this apartment. I haven't even told you this. I lived in this apartment for 3 years, 2.5 years, I think. And when I moved here, Eric and I were really excited because we loved this apartment. It's got a really cool, quirky kind of layout and dark Guinness colored floors. And it's the first apartment that I've ever lived in where I've picked it. We didn't have to move because it was an emergency or something. Mm-hmm. And the Nazis are coming. Yeah, it was always just some sort of emergency. And it was weird because when we first moved in, that's when Alice got sick. And so Alice died in this apartment, and it was weird. I never stopped loving it, but it was always just kind of that thing. And then
Alice is her cat, in case anyone.
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know.
And then you got your apartment. And you and I do not have the same style at all. So there was never any I want to emulate her style or whatever. But there was a reawakening in me where I was I want to re-move into this place where Alice wouldn't want me to be seeing this as the place that she died.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that there was still a little tiny piece of me that was doing that. So some of the spell work that I've been doing is making this entire place a sanctuary.
You.
And making sure that I'm doing things and prioritizing, making it someplace that I'm like so excited to come home to and so excited to
I love that.
live in. And
Yeah.
like my dad is like a real green thumb. So I've gotten over my fear of like killing plants, which is why I never had plants in my house. Cause I was like, well, I'm not a green thumb like my dad. They're all going to die. And I'm just like, but what if I just tried to like keep them alive? And so I have 3 fucking plants in my house.
Wow.
And I also have like an entire fucking herb garden in my kitchen. And it just makes me so goddamn happy.
I've just accepted that I do kill all the plants and I just buy fake ones now. But they really, fake plants look great these days.
They do look
They've
great.
improved.
I think for me,
over
like
the years.
I actually want like the energy of live plants. I always had that in my house. I always had a garden outside and like just I've always wanted that and been like, well, that's not for me. And I'm like, but what if it was fucking for me? Okay. So once again, I guess this is just me thanking Kim for like being Kim.
I'll take it. Thank you. You're welcome.
But like I fell in love with my apartment.
That makes me happy that inspired you.
Yeah, because it was like
I'm so in love with my apartment.
yeah, and it was the day after Thanksgiving that that my wheels started turning because the stipulation was, yes, I'll watch Sound of Music, but I'm gonna furnish my entire apartment online
right. Yeah.
while I do it. So, which was also fun for me because then
it
I
was
got to
Black
like have opinions about it.
Yeah,
And
it was very helpful because I needed some decision making.
She struggles with. She knows what she wants, but I tend to be her narrow downer of So yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I love my apartment. It's very cozy and very me.
I love my apartment.
It's kind of got a little bit of like a Hogwarts common room vibe.
I can't believe.
I feel very cozy.
Oh, Cindy loves it.
I'm moving in.
Oh,
She's
thanks,
moving
Cindy.
in.
I love it. Well, you are a producer now. So. Yeah. Great. That was all I had. I'm really excited to reconnect with Cindy.
Out of
Me too.
curiosity,
Yes.
what sign are you, Kim?
I'm a Sagittarius.
You're a Sagittarius. Okay, I'm a Libra. And
I'm a Libra.
I
Catherine's
find
a
it hard
Libra.
to decide because I like balance.
Yes.
I see both sides, so that's what sometimes. But when I decide something, it's like done.
Cindy was it. I'm gonna have Eric boost Cindy a little bit if he can at certain places. I'm not sure if he'll be able to.
No,
all the
we
places,
need to get a
but
Steven mic for Cindy.
I know we really do. Cindy was talking about we're both Libras, and so balance is a big thing for us. For me, decision making never a problem. I've never struggled with decision making to the point where I'm like, let's just make a fucking decision. But I don't struggle with the act of it, and it doesn't take me a very long time to do. I'm crippled by justice and the need for it.
Girl.
Crippled.
Oh my God.
Crippled by fairness and justice and things like that.
It
and
is
like,
unreal.
yeah.
When injustice happens, it hurts my soul.
Yes. Yeah. Crippled by it. That's, I don't know. I mean, you're a fan of justice, but I don't find you to be crippled by it, Kim Burns.
So, Sagittarius.
Yeah. What's Sagittarius?
Definitely not crippled. I'm a fan. I support justice.
You support justice.
Yeah, I'm on Justice's team.
Justice's team. Yeah, that's
Sagittarius is optimistic and like adventurous and like you're a free bird and like
Yeah, that's you.
and very blunt.
It's interesting because you and my mom are both Sagittarii.
Mm-hmm.
And you're very
Gotcha,
different.
too.
You and my mom are very different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're much more adventurous and blunt than she is.
Yeah, I mean it depends on like your moon and your
Blah, blah,
everything
blah, all
else.
that
blah.
other stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. That was my business.
I don't know that I have business.
Should we just dive right the fuck in?
I guess so.
To our next Women in Horror Month movie?
Yeah. This one was voted on by our patrons.
Yay. Oh, that's right. And you know what? I actually didn't even look at the poll on Patreon because
good.
I didn't want to know what it was. So I have no idea which is my favorite when I truly have no idea.
Well, it was a tie
Oh, shit.
between this and Jennifer's Body.
How did you navigate the tie?
I wanted to see this one more.
Oh, great. Perfect. I love it.
I was like, I'm the tiebreaker.
Look at you making decisions, bitch.
I know. I was like, I'm much better at it than I used to be.
You really
are. Also, I've seen Jennifer's Body, and we also just did a Karen. I don't know how to say her last name, but everyone knows who I mean.
The Invitation, right?
Yes, movie like a month ago. So
I do want you to, FYI, I would like to put in a request. I'm raising my hand.
Yes, Katrin.
I really want to see Jennifer's Body, so if you could do it soon, because it's been on your list. So
Yes.
I'm raising my hand. Thank you. I'd like to see it.
No, I will definitely do it at some point.
Just not today.
But not today, bitch.
All right. What you doing?
Because today I am doing A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Shut up. Oh my God. I'm so excited.
This movie is legit.
Cindy has seen it. Oh my God. This is great. Eric actually asked me to do it. And I was like, it's on Kim's list, babe. I can't.
Sorry.
Because I think he wanted to see it. And I'm like, well, go watch it with your other fucking wife then. I can't watch it.
So this was written and directed by Lily Amirpour.
Sorry?
Lily Amirpour.
Okay.
Who's a fucking badass.
I'm so
after
excited.
watching this, I can tell.
I love the cover art of it.
Yes.
That's all I know about it.
Yes.
Because I purposely
Yes.
not done anything
Right.
or whatever.
This is a movie you need to see.
I agree.
I can't wait. I have no problem. Like Cindy just said, I need to see this after Kim tells me. I have no problem watching movies after you tell me. I actually enjoy them more because I love seeing how like I've interpreted your brain and how accurate I am. It's really fun for me. Yeah. All right, let's hear it. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Oh, a side note though, when we did Fright Night and we were like, oh, can someone put together clips of Evil Ed? And our friend Mackenzie totally did. Like the day of, he was like, here you go. And I was like, you're the fucking best. Thank you so much. So I did get to watch
You did?
Evil Ed.
Oh, wait. I didn't know this. Can we take one moment?
It was 20 minutes though, so I only I skipped through.
For sure. And I want to do like I have like a whole plan for our patrons where like I have you respond to
okay, yeah, because I haven't watched the whole thing.
But I just want to know, did you see what I saw?
I did. I really, really did.
Yes.
Because I was like, I
what
don't
are
know
you
what's
doing?
happening, but I think it's good. Like I was like, I think it's you're doing. I think I'm in.
I think it's something. I think it's not. Yeah. I mean, but you see my confusion. Where
It was
it's like
confusing for sure.
I don't.
But I wasn't like, it's weird. Yeah. No.
Did you get up to him in the alley with?
Yeah, I happened to skip right to that part at one point when he like cries a little.
Yeah, and
that
you're
was
like,
really great.
Wow. This is A+ acting 3 shit that you're doing right here.
Yeah.
Like this was fucking legit.
That was a deep cut for Cindy.
That was you're welcome. Cindy, I'm going to send you the compilation of Evil Ed from Fright Night because it is bananas. It's banoonies.
I need it in my life.
It's I can't express it to you.
I
I'm
really
so
like
glad you
I
watched it.
couldn't hold back like the first scene really I was like
What are you?
I see what Ketrin saw.
Yeah.
And I have no words.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. So we're going to do like a whole like deep dive into who and what and how is Evil Ed in a postmortem, Sammy's. So come join us. It's getting cray.
It's going to be on our Patreon.
Yeah.
And shout out to the Sammys on our Patreon for picking this movie.
And also thank you so much, Mackenzie, for like
You're
doing
the
that.
best.
You did it the day that episode came out. Like you're
Literally the best.
Amazing. Thank
Well,
you.
that is just shows you how awesome you guys are.
Oh,
FYI, that your fans just want to be a part. Hello, I'm sitting right here.
Oh my God.
Cindy said she's our number one fan. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know how to respond to compliments when they're right in my face. Thank you.
Yours are crying.
Okay, tell me my movie that I want to watch.
Okay. This is a
You're right.
movie. I got to move this pillow.
Yeah. This is what she does, Cindy. She literally just throws all pillows off of my couch.
I can't see my book.
She needs the "You Do You" tattoo.
You do.
It's really my motto of life.
Yeah.
Okay. This movie is all black and white.
Shit. Okay.
It is, I don't know that stylized is the right word, but stylized in a way where like there's very long shots.
Okay.
Like people just
You were lingering in moments.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
In
Did
a
not
really
know it was black
interesting
and
way. The language is Persian.
Okay.
So we're also in
Subtitles. God, you're a
Here we
real
go.
champion, Kim. You really dive into these subtitles. Wow.
I don't look up movies before I do them, so I actually don't know.
How long did it take you to watch this one?
This one wasn't as bad because they're lingering. There's just a lot of lingering moments.
So
it
it
actually
wasn't-
will take me like less to even probably tell you because it's like so many lingering moments.
Got it.
It's less like the past two I did were like, and I was like, ah,
Yeah.
So this one was actually easier, which I appreciated because I really needed that.
Yeah.
So, Dead or Alive, the girl,
Alive.
Arash,
Alive.
dad,
Dead.
pimp / mob
Dead.
guy, little boy,
Oh, alive.
sex worker.
Alive.
Okay. You're a fucking bitch.
Oh, really? Wait, I told you my score on the last one. Can you tell me what I got?
Got all of them.
Okay, here's the best part. I've actually seen this movie and I fucked it up.
Oh my God. Wow. My superpower is
Damn it.
very specific and
very specific to
useless.
just randomly guessing with no account whatsoever. All right. Black and white. There's a guy. He's got like a white t-shirt and jeans on, and he's kind of just like leaning up against a fence, like smoking a cigarette.
Okay.
Kind of looking like a cool guy a little bit. And he's kind of like looking at something. He hops through the fence, sneaks back out, and he's holding a cat in his arms.
Oh.
And he starts to walk
Do
away.
I need a warning?
Nope.
Okay.
He starts to walk away. And then it's just him walking. I wrote something that I can't read.
Sure.
It's just him walking, but it's like through the neighborhood, but it's like not homes. It's like industrial. Like there's
Okay.
like factories and shit
Sure.
and like oil rigs and
Got
things. At one point, there's like a lady leaning up against something, kind of watching him. And the music kind of slowly dies. Like,
Powers down.
powers down. We have the title, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. So now a little boy comes up to him and asks for money. And the guy is like, dude, how many times do I have to tell you I don't have any money? And he goes and gets in his car, and it's like a nice, like old fancy car.
Okay.
A
nice, old, fancy car.
like
Got it.
say it's like a 56 Chevy kind of thing,
Okay.
which someone would seek out right now to buy.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And like
yes.
make look nice.
Yes,
I'm assuming
yes.
it's like red, probably. You
I'm
know
with
what I
you.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the kid's like, "How'd you get that car?"
That was really Marissa Tomei of you and My Cousin Vinny. Let's say it's a 56 Chevy.
I love Marissa. It's my dream role. Is Marissa Tomei
I know,
and My Cousin Vinny?
The best role that's ever been
What
played.
does she say? Like she's like, what's ticking?
My biological clock is ticking like
a
this."
time bomb here. Oh my god, I love her. Did you see who Natasha Karani just posted that thing of like
No, that's why Eric and I saw her post and I responded to every single one of her stories. And I said, oh my God, I forgot how much I love this movie. I've never watched this movie with my husband. Oh my God, I love all of these outfits. Like to every single one of her
she
stories.
posted like a movie. God
clip.
damn it, an
clip.
outfit, a picture.
No,
She posted a picture. It wasn't a clip. It was
a clip of each of them. And because I remember watching the clips being like, I wish the clips went on forever. Oh, I could just watch the movie.
well, whatever I saw
Yeah.
was a picture
Yeah.
of one of Marissa Tomei's outfit, and then it would be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it was like an outfit for each day of the week, all from My Cousin Vinny. And it was like fucking hilarious.
I watched it that night.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What's our podcast?
he's got a car.
Got it. Oh, he has a car. Right.
It's
okay.
an old, nice car.
Cool.
A 56 Chevy, if you will. I don't even know if that's like a good year. So the kid's like, how'd you get that car? And the guy's like, you know how many days I worked to get this? And the kid's like, whose cat is that? And the guy's like, mine. And he kind of gets in and he's like, 2,191 days. And he drives off.
What? Okay.
You have confused face. Why? What's
No,
happening?
I'm just interested in your story.
Okay.
I can be less interested if you'd like.
You can. I would love for you to be interested. But I was like, do you need me to explain more? You
No,
have
I'm
confused face.
No, I'm sorry. I'll work on my face.
Thank you. I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
It would really help
I'll
me
do some
out.
work.
Please. I know a guy you can call. No, I don't. More oil rigs and machines. Now cut to someone taking off a sock and shooting heroin into their toe. Yeah. And it's an old man.
Oh, no.
And he kind of just lays back.
Oh,
does the thing. And then there's a knock on the door. And our t-shirt guy, I'm just going to, from now on, I know his name is actually Arash.
Okay.
Arash. He answers the door and he lets in like a sketchy mob boss looking pimp guy.
Okay.
Like he's wearing a tracksuit, but is like in his 30s. Like he's not like old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like has tats and shit and like lots of jewelry and big watches and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's that. He's a Jersey mob boss in Iran.
Okay.
An Iranian Jersey mob boss.
Cindy, you are rehired. This is great.
So he comes in and he's talking to the old man and he's like drinking tea and like swishing a sugar thing around in it. You know, the sugar sticks?
Yeah.
And the old man apparently owes him money. But the old man is like, hi. And pimp mob guy is just kind of like so calm in that scary way.
In that terrifying fucking way, yeah.
And Arash is just kind of like standing there watching. So pimp dude is like, you're a junkie. Like that, like your promises mean nothing to me, basically. Because like the dad's like, I'm going to pay.
What does your word mean? Yeah.
And Arash is like, well, who made him a junkie? Like kind of like stands out from nowhere. So mob guy kind of like gets up. He picks up the cat and he's like,
No.
I told you don't need a warning.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Oh
You guys,
God,
Kim is so mad at me today. You guys.
If you could just fix your fucking face, Kendra.
know.
I'm just kidding. Your face is beautiful, Kendra.
No, but she's really feisty with me today. I don't know what's happening. Okay, keep going. I'll fix my face.
Sorry. I just... you just always get up in arms and I'm like, I would give you the warning if you needed the fucking warning.
You're right. You would. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll work on my face.
I'm going to drink my tea. I love you. Mom and Dad are fighting. We're sorry, guys.
Cindy says we're her favorite married couple.
Sorry, Sammy's had to hear that. Mom and Dad are fighting.
Yeah.
He picks it up and he's like, what's the cat's name? And like no one really answers. He's like, is it a boy or a girl? And he like literally like looks down his privates and he's like, oh, Mr. Cat. Then he like puts him back on the ground. And then he just kind of like stares down Arash a little bit. And he's like, your father? He's a normal man. He's a gambler, likes women, takes medicine for his pain. But what he likes, he can't afford. And so he goes over to the table and he grabs the car keys that are there.
Oh, of his favorite.
And Arash is like, that's my car. That's not my dad's car. And he's like, do you even know how much money he owes me? And Arash is like, I gave you money last week. And the dude's like, business is business.
Oh.
And he leaves.
Shit.
And fucking Arash is like, he like runs outside like as the car drives off. And he's like so fucking, he like doesn't even know what to fucking do with himself. And he like punches a brick wall.
Oh, poor Arash. Oh my gosh, your poor hand.
Yeah. Cut to him holding his hand in an ice bath.
Oh man.
And then him on a bicycle with like his hand all like wrapped up. And he's going to like a Oh, he goes to like a big fancy house and like does gardening there. And a lady from inside the house tells him to come inside, that she needs him. So he goes in and she's like on the phone. She has like a bandage on her nose, like as if she just got a nose job or something. And she's just like, oh my God, I want to get wasted. Let's get Ahmed to drive. And she's just like laying on her bed. And Arash is now like inside that room with her. It's like her bedroom. And he's like is looking around kind of, and he sees diamond earrings on the table. He's in there because the TV is like kind of blinking and being weird. So he's trying to fix the TV and he asks her to leave him alone. And she's like, why? And she's like, well, your mother and father would not be okay with you alone with like a boy in your room.
Sure.
And she's like, are you kidding? And he's like, it's inappropriate. And she's like sneaks up kind of close behind him. And she's like, what a gentleman. My knees are weak.
Oh.
And she leaves.
Oh.
So he goes over to the earrings. And he just like kind of looks down at them.
Yeah, this is a tough moral call.
Yeah.
This is because I'm like, well, I'm not going to get into. Keep going.
What? I guess you don't have to.
I guess there's a part of me that's like, somebody needs the earrings, somebody doesn't. Mm-hmm. There's a gray area there for me, and I'm kind of like,
I know.
Jean Valjean stole some bread to feed his family. Who did stealing the bread really hurt?
Right.
That's where that's where I fall, and that's where my husband gets uncomfortable.
You're right. It's great. I mean, like this family seemed like they had way more than enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. He grabs them.
Great.
So cut to tattoo pimp guy with Arash's car, and he picks up a sex worker. I believe. So like what's interesting is like we're in Iran, so like all the women have like headscarves on.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But they're not like, it's not like a full thing. It's just like the head piece, headscarf. So she has like
burqa?
They have many different names. I actually did kind of look it up, and they all have
really?
like, it's like different depending on like the many things behind it. The location, the religion, lots of different things. So
okay.
But maybe. And anyway, but I was like, oh, it seems like she's a sex worker. And then I was like, is she the same lady from the beginning? I was confused about that.
Okay.
But I kind of figured it out later, which I'll explain at some point. Anyway, she gets in the car. She gives him money. And I was like, oh, he's her pimp.
Oh, okay.
So now he kind of starts like fucking with her a little bit, being like, how old are you now? And he's like, what, like 30? And he's like, getting old, huh? Like, don't you want to have kids or something like that?
Oh, God.
And she's just like silent. And he starts like kind of caressing her face a little bit and like touching her lips. And then she like sucks his finger.
Oh, no.
And then he unbuckles his pants and she like bends down and gives him a blowjob.
Oh, no.
Outside, we see like a figure watching, kind of like all in black. Mm-hmm. And it's more now what women wear. And so this is more like the scarf piece that's connected to like a long cape that like would be kind of wrapped around, but she doesn't wrap it. It's just like actually like a cape, like kind of flowing around more normal clothes. And so pimp dude like kind of thinks he sees something and he looks, there's nothing there. And he tells her to like get out now. And he's like, I'm not. And like basically she asks for like her cut and he like won't fucking give it to her.
Oh no.
And she's like they kind of start fighting. And so he like gets out and like pulls her out of the car and like throws her on the ground and kind of like yells at her.
Wow. This movie's intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So now the woman in black, the cape. So she's the girl.
Okay.
And she's leaving a store and she's walking down the street. It's at night alone. Hence.
It's as if the title of the movie is this.
She goes inside. It's clearly her apartment and she starts putting on like a record, like playing music and dancing, and like all the stuff on her walls is like kind of music, like records, like, you know, hung up. Like she clearly is into that. And she starts putting on makeup. And cut to fucking pimp dude like walking down the street, And now the girl in black kind of walks by him. They walk past each other.
And so like opposite
directions. But on the same side of the sidewalk. And they look at each other as they walk by. He stops, turns around. She's standing looking at him.
Creep.
Question 1.
Okay.
You're a dick pimp guy. What do you do? What does he do?
Well, as you were telling this story, I started thinking about the dynamics of pimps and sex workers. And I realized that the only purpose of pimps is because we live in a patriarchy. Otherwise, there's no purpose to a pimp. Women could run their own bodily business on their own. They don't require someone. So I think he sees her as a commodity. And so I think he's going to approach her and kind of try to either fuck her or maybe like get her on his team, so to speak. What do I do? Am I trying to stay alive? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, because that's our podcast?
You're not going to stay alive all the time. This one was hard to kind of come up with questions a lot, to be honest. But yeah, unless I tell you, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep walking. I mind my own fucking business. Yay!
I'm going to give you 2 points because you can't help who you are. You might die just because you're a dick, but I put you in that position. Sure. But in this exact moment, yeah.
And I, as Ketrin, am a total dick. So,
yeah, look at your face.
God.
I'm just kidding. I couldn't help it. It was just such a good setup.
It was.
I love you.
I really did. I mean,
I love you so much.
I set it up and you spiked it.
We're just a great team.
We are.
Look at us.
Let's go play volleyball.
So he walks up to her, kind of looks her up and down, and they're like, really kind of staring at each other. And he's just like, so now what?
Because I kind of feel like her cape flapping in the wind and like exposing her clothes underneath is enticing. If a lot of women are wearing sort of covered.
But they're not. They're only wearing head scarves.
I see. Okay. This is another instance where like I'm trying to see things that I can't see.
It's
okay.
just the head part.
Okay. Got it.
And like you can see their faces. So it's really literally just head and neck is what's covered.
Okay.
Hers, I assume this was like a similar thing to like what would be the full thing that you would maybe wrap around. I don't like know exactly how they work. But it's not. It's just like caped out.
Got it.
And then she literally has like fucking like a striped shirt and like regular pants on.
Okay.
Which, so he's like, come on. And kind of like gestures for her to follow him.
Uh-oh.
Question number 2. What does she do? What do you do?
Interesting. Based on the way you're telling it, I'm sensing that I have some power that he doesn't know I have, but that I know that I have. And I like to, kind of fuck shit up. So I'm a follow. Ketrin is going to follow. No, Ketrin's not going to follow. What am I talking about? I'm not going to follow. But I think she does. She follows him. Yes. I so far have a perfect score because if you don't remember, I got all my dead or alive.
I actually forgot that. God damn it.
Kim just moved to
start a new notebook. That was written on the back literal cardboard piece.
Wowie zowies.
Got myself a new one.
All right.
Continued in your new notebook. Now we're at his place.
Okay.
He fucking walks in. There's like a fish tank, and he like taps on the window, and I was like, "What a
don't
dick.
Do that." Yeah, what a fucking asshole. That's really loud to fish.
And then he goes and like turns on like some like electronica kind of music.
Ugh. He listens to Oh God. Okay.
He literally at this point I see that his tracksuit has like a tiger on the back of it.
Oh.
And like she looks around and there's like a couple deer heads on the wall, but not in like a cabin way. Like we're like in a modern looking apartment with a fucking deer head on the wall. And then like
look at my masculinity.
Exactly.
Ew.
My dick is so small. and then like a fucking blanket that has a tiger on it. Like
That's so interesting.
vibe.
It's as if the question that you were asked just a moment ago was describe the man you're least attracted to. And you described the man that you and I are least attracted to.
He's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
So he like sits down and like does coke off the coffee table and like starts like he has one of those like metal suitcase things, you know, that it has just like drugs and money and he's just like counting fucking money.
What are his nails?
Ugh, I don't know.
Are
I
they
didn't
long?
see.
I bet he has a coke now.
I bet he does too. Yeah. But she just kind of like stands there, kind of watching everything,
Taking in the douche.
Oh my God, I forgot this part.
What?
His fucking, so he has tattoos like everywhere. Apparently, I did read somewhere it was like one of them in Persian says like pimp, but then right across his neck, it just says SEX. And I was like, you're disgusting. Like across his like jugular.
Like, not only are you gross, you're also not creative at all.
No, like I was like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
So then he like, so then he gets up. So at this point, he like has his jumpsuit, like tracksuit unzipped, and he has no shirt on underneath, obviously.
No.
He definitely had a hot bottle. Give him fucking that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He had some fuck me lines, but like,
Yeah.
I did not want to fuck this.
Yeah.
Because then he like picks up some weights and like starts like lifting them. And I literally wrote barf.
No.
Like what?
Kim.
And then he like
His penis is so small.
So small.
It's a little micro baby. A little teeny penis.
And so she's still standing like basically on like it's like a 2-step up, you know, kind of just so she's kind of overseeing the whole thing. And so he like slowly kind of like walks over to her and like gets right in front of her and like starts kind of sexy dancing.
Oh, and I bet it
was
wasn't
like,
sexy.
Stop! Make it stop! I'm so uncomfortable. It reminded me of Happy Death Day. Remember when like she goes into the like the dorm room of like the frat guy
And
or
he,
whatever,
like,
and
turns
he
on all
starts
the-
dancing, and I was like, no,
Yes.
make it stop.
There are so few. There are so few moves that men can do, and I'm sorry. There are so few moves that men can do to dance sexily that turns me on. I feel so bad.
Mostly, I'm just like, please stop.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yes, please, producer
Yes.
Cindy. Yes.
Okay, because this is a very important story. So, as a female, we just innately know how to dance sexily. So I dance every once in a while for my man because I know it turns him on, and that's what you do. Like, and I like it too. I love to dance. So my man Peter was like, well, I'm gonna dance sexily for you one night. And I'm like, yes, I'm here for it. And so he starts dancing, and I shit you not, he stubbed his toe and was like, ah, shit. And to this day, like, I imitate it, and we have the best time laughing about it. And he's like, I am not Magic Mike.
I would like everyone to thank Cindy for sharing that beautiful story.
I hope Peter enjoys that you shared that story to the public.
I just love that you're going to be like, Peter, listen to this. Oh, God. I do feel like most men, them dancing is just the equivalent of them stubbing their toe.
Yeah, it may as well be the same.
Yeah.
Like I literally was like, please make it
Please
stop. I just like wanted to crawl under the couch. So she watches him, and then he offers her some Coke. She just doesn't reply. And she kind of like starts to slow walk like through the apartment a little bit. And she like in like the back, he kind of has like a drum set. So she like touches his drums. Exactly.
I bet he does know how to play them.
No. They're no.
Decorative.
But then he like slowly like kind of like walks up like behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And he like kind of slowly like turns her around. And she looks up at him, and he like caresses her face.
No.
And her lips.
No.
Question 3, what do you do? What does she do?
Barf all over him. I think this bitch has some power. I can feel it. I think she. So tell me what he's caressing again, Kim.
Her lips.
He's caressing her lips. I think she bites his finger. And let's do it hand in hand. Fuck it. Me and this bitch. Let's get cray. Oh my God. Am I about? Oh my God. Wait, I don't want to jinx it.
Too much pressure.
I don't want to jinx
Now
it.
you're getting pressure for a perfect score.
Yeah.
We've never had. What would we do?
Kim, don't talk about it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just like, whoa.
I know. This is very exciting.
The ultimate final
It's
girl.
very exciting.
Basically a lucky
I know. This is very exciting.
All right. So he's like caressing her face, caressing her lips. Fangs pop out.
Yes. Mine too.
And she kind of grabs his hand and like touches his fingers to the fangs. And he's kind of like, okay. And then she starts sucking on his finger. So of course he's like, okay.
Hey.
And she like kind of takes like his entire
And his tiny little
finger.
micro penis goes,
It's like, he like hits his what?
His mons pubis.
His mons pubis in the
In
the
the
mons
eyes.
pubis with his boner because that's as high as it goes.
Yep.
Hello, I'm a little tiny penis man. I'm a boner. And she like puts his like entire finger in her mouth. And then you hear crunch.
Yes.
And she just bites it off as she's like staring at him.
Oh, shit.
And he like freaks out, falls to the ground. And now she's like standing over him. He's kind of like whimpering. And she stares at him and then like sucks the whole finger out of her mouth. And then takes it and starts rubbing his finger on his lips.
No. I love her so much.
And then attack! She bites his neck.
Oh my God, I want to marry her.
Yeah. And I was like, yes, queen.
I love it so much.
Cut to
Rubbing his lips with his own
Oh
finger.
God. I
That's
liked
so
that
beautiful.
so much.
Yeah.
She is the Sammy.
Oh
It
my
was-
God.
I was like, so here for it. Cut to Arash outside on a bicycle next to his car out front of
Right.
Douchebag's house. Back inside, Douchebag is dead. The girl starts taking off his watch and jewelry. And now Arash is like calling him from outside. The answering machine picks up and he's like, leave a message, hooker.
Ew. Ew.
Even from the dead, he's a douchebag.
What if
Can't
your mom
even
called?
with this motherfucker?
Yeah.
God.
Even from the dead, you're a douche. Let's put that on his epitaph.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, it's Arash. I'm outside. I got something for you. I want my car. And then he calls again. So the girl is just inside kind of looking through his stuff and like his CDs and shit like that. And outside now, the girl comes out. She starts walking down the steps with like a bunch of stuff in her hands. Arash, there's like a gate kind of outside and he's standing on the other side of the gate. They go like, she like opens the gate and they like just kind of look at each other. What does she do? What do you do? Question 4.
Fuck. I need to stop remembering that I have a perfect score so far because I just got really nervous.
The pressure's on.
It is.
How can she be the ultimate final girl?
I think she runs.
Can she do it? Lauren Ketrin Porter Martin. This could be your moment.
Oh God, you're pressuring me. This is the moment. I feel like the Ravens offense right now. I think she runs. And I think I'm going to run too because I did in fact just murder someone and I don't want him to get a good look at my face.
I really want to give you 2 points, but I like
You can't. It's okay.
It's not even that like it's like I want to give you 1.5 because it's like you're not wrong, but like it's not exactly what happened.
It's okay. I'm not a sore loser. That's 1.5.
If for whatever reason you get the rest of these right, I'll give you that half point back.
Okay. I am confused. Like, okay.
Because she doesn't run.
Okay.
She leaves.
But
she
walks.
stares at him in the face.
Okay.
And then walks past him. You know what I mean?
So,
it's like,
no, you're right. No, I should only get a half point because her intent was, I don't give a fuck if you see my face.
Yeah.
You're right. Guys, my perfect score is over.
I'm so sorry. But like she didn't like attack him or anything.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
she left. Arash goes inside and he starts banging on the door. He just goes in the place. He sees the dead body.
Cool.
So then he gets his keys out of his fucking pants pocket.
He's like, well, this worked out great.
And he takes off the car key. And then he kind of is looking around and he sees the metal suitcase on the table with all like the money, the drugs. There's like a gun inside and he looks at it. Cut to dad at home, unwell.
Poor thing.
Arash brings him water and dad's like, I should just die and leave you alone.
Oh, poor dad.
And he's like, you know, it'd be fun just to like ride in a convertible or something like that.
Oh.
And then cut
Also,
to
hashtag rehab and therapy, dad.
cut to Arash putting down the cat on the desk next to the metal suitcase.
Yes, I'm all for this. Steal them earrings. Steal that suitcase.
I know, right?
Who
It's
gives a shit?
Yeah. I'm cut to the girl in a bathtub, like with the water like all the way up to her nose, and she like slowly like sits up. It's just a lot of her sitting there. And then now more of like the landscape of the factories and the oil rigs and the blah. And then we kind of see someone like dragging a body and rolling it into like a dump kind of area.
Okay.
It's Arash.
Rolling the body.
Uh-huh.
Okay, got it. As
And
opposed
now-
to Arash's body.
Yes.
Okay.
It's Arash rolling the body. Thank you for that clarification. Cut to him making drug deals. Like selling the drugs and getting money.
Okay. I see. He has the drugs
Yeah.
because he had the suitcase. So he's like, let me just get rid of these. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's selling the drugs on the street. The little boy is like watching him. Now it's like a montage of like a doctor putting a cast on his wrist, like him leaving money. The fancy house lady's like pulling off her nose bandage. Arash driving his car, and the dad going through like withdrawals and like freaking out. And like this is all just like kind of montage over music. Cut to nighttime. Our sex worker is with a guy and he's like asking to, to take to her. He's asking
He's
for
asking.
stuff. He
He's
wants
asking
to take to her.
May I take to
you? To take to her. I don't know what exactly I was trying to say there, but you know what I
get
mean.
the intent.
Yeah. Turns out that guy is dad. And he's like, come on, I've given you so much money. So let's just talk. And she's like, find more money and then we'll talk. And she walks away.
So dad is spending money on sex workers and drugs.
Yeah.
He's not a supportive dad.
You think?
Yeah.
He's got some demons.
He does have
He's
some
got his own
demons.
demons
Yeah.
he's working through. So our sex worker friend leaves. Now he's just like standing, it's like nighttime in the street. And he looks across the street and he sees the girl.
Dad does.
Dad.
Okay.
And she's just standing there looking at him.
Okay.
They're both smoking a cigarette and it's kind of almost like she's mirroring him.
Okay. Oh.
So he starts to walk. She starts to walk.
Oh, no.
And he kind of notices and they stop. And they're like on opposite sides of the street, basically on the sidewalk.
This reminds me of when you saved all of our lives in
Seattle. Oh, which I don't think I've shared that yet.
You've
so
only
this will be
shared
a
it on-
perfect time.
You've only shared it on Patreon.
Weird.
Yeah. Please tell it. I feel like it's because it's actually educational. I would like people to like.
Oh, I mean
everyone
like
to
the
hear it.
video. I have a video of it. I share it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So check it out there. Or
Yeah.
do you want me to tell it now?
I kind of do. I feel like it's. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll reshare it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were in Seattle and like it was the bars closing and we were like, oh, we're like
On our sync trip.
it was on our sync
Sydney.
trip. Oh yeah. So it's like our best friends from college.
God.
So it's like 5 girls, and we went and like had karaoke night, and we were like, oh, we're like a mile from our Airbnb or something like that. So like we could walk, you know. We all live in major cities and whatever. And so I happened to I only had like 1 shot that night, and then I was just drinking
We were
like
also
soda
staying
water.
in Boys Town, so it was like
yeah.
like
it was
welcoming
like,
kind of
like it was literally
place.
like a lot of gay people at the karaoke, and like so it was like, you know. But anyway, we were like walking, and like we wanted to get pizza. That place was closed, and then we kind of like walked down like. We're like, all right, well, we'll just walk down. And it's like kind of one of the main roads. It felt like, I don't know, Seattle was weird, but but everything was closed. Like it was like closed and dark.
It was like Seattle, except if it was Amish town, because it all closes.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So we're walking down the street, and the girls are all super drunk, but like we're just having a good time. And like a guy walks by us opposite direction. We're on the same sidewalk, and he's like kind of I think he was wearing all black and maybe with his hood up.
He had a hood up.
Yeah. And so he walks past us, you know, we keep walking, and at a certain point in time, like I'm maybe more in the front of the group. So then I like look back at someone to like talk to them, and I realize he's now behind us. So he had like passed by us, stopped, and then started following us. And he was staying at like, oh my God, it was exactly like this, like staying at like an exact distance, like not getting too close.
Like if we slowed down, he slowed down. Yeah.
Bogus.
And I started, like, I immediately, like, my spidey senses went off, like, immediately. And I'm not a person who, like, gets scared of things in that way. Like, I pretty much assume everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I feel tougher than I am. Like, I'm like, fuck you. I'm
But I also
probably,
think
like,
the fact
were like outnumbered him, but still.
and also like Kim was significantly more sober than the rest of us were. So
Right.
I think that also like she could see that all of our defenses were down for sure.
and so I look back, and, like, our friend Kristen, like, kind of noticed as well. Like, she saw him, because once I saw him once, I kept looking back, and I was like, what the fuck? And so she noticed that, and so she, like, picked up on it. And so real quick, I was like, okay, we, like, kind of got to a corner that had, like, a red light at it, and, like, across the street, there was a couple guys walking, like, eating ice cream. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, it'd be better if we were, like, next to those guys right there. So it's like about to, like, you know, it's like the countdown. There's like 3 whatever left. And I was like, let's cross the street. We're crossing the street. Cross. And like all the girls are fucking drunk. But like Kristen kind of knew what I was doing. Katrin like is like, if Kim is like says do something, you fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not often that I'm
No,
like, we're
she's
doing
never,
this
like,
now.
assertive that way. Like that's not her thing. So I even in my drunk
Like I'm just
state, I was
easygoing.
like, Kim said to go, so we should run.
Yeah. Like I was like, everyone, we're crossing the street now, go. But 2 of the girls were like, what are you doing? And like it was turning yellow, so they stayed. And I was like, what are you doing?
So now it's 3 of us walking on one side.
So we're
He's
yeah.
walking. We see him walking behind
them at exact distance
Yeah.
the whole fucking time. And so then we just start yelling across the street. We're like, at the next light, cross over, okay? And they're like, "Why? Okay." Blah.
Understandably so, because it was like it.
Yeah, they didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, and it was like nobody else was on the street. We're walking past ice cream shops, you know, like it was not.
But it was everything was closed though.
Yeah.
Like there was no one else on the street except for those fucking dudes.
Yeah.
And so we don't know where we are. Like we're not from there or whatever. So then they cross over to us, and the ice cream dudes like turn right and go down a block somewhere. So they're gone. And the fucking hooded dude crosses over to our side now.
Yeah.
And now he's doing the same thing where he's following at a specific distance. And so I was like, this is not fucking good. And I was like, okay, well, let's test it out. I'm like, there's no even cars around or anything either. So I was like, let's cross back over in the middle of the street. Like we're not at a fucking red light or anything anymore. I was like, we're jaywalking across the street.
Yeah. I think this is where Kristen and I tuned in. Like our drunk minds were like, well,
yeah, no. Once we crossed over and we got to tell you, because we were like, here's what's going on. And then once they crossed over, I think we got to tell them. So, so I think everyone kind of knew at this point. And so, yeah, we like once we crossed to the other side again, like I think he kind of like understood that we were like picking up what the fuck was going on then. So he didn't follow us.
Yeah.
But he did do like another weird thing where he'd like stop and like.
That's what it was,
weird.
is that as soon as he picked up on the fact that we were onto him, that was when we all watched him turn back around to go the direction that he originally was going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he stopped going in our direction, and that's when we were all like, oh shit, one of us should maybe always be sober. It was bananas.
Yeah. So
once again, thank you for saving our lives.
you're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
What's our podcast?
I mean, this is literally the shit that men don't understand.
Oh yeah. Just that you have to worry about that.
Deal with all the time. Like, there have literally been times where I have left the bar and it's been midnight, so I know no one's awake, and I'm having a pretend phone call.
Yep. Pretend phone calls are big. Yeah.
Walking.
This is actually where my resting bitch face, like, I'm not even joking, like, really comes in handy, because I don't look particularly approachable, and I'm very happy about that. Like, I don't.
And I feel like I don't like whatever. I've just never. I don't have that. Like I think it's because I grew up in Philly and I have lots of brothers. So like I've just never felt like scared on the streets.
Me neither.
And so, and I actually do think I'm tougher than I am. So I like straight up don't give off the energy of like, you can fucking come near me. Like,
and that's not to not.
But I think I am very approachable. It's just more like I don't know what. Yeah, of course. Like, I don't think anyone like gives off the energy to be like attack me.
Yeah, that's not to say like if you've been attacked
not
that
what
you
I'm
were giving
fucking
something
saying.
off. But there is like an element of.
I just know people who do walk down the street like literally scared, and like you can feel it, you can see it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that person like whatever that like they're more likely or I'm more likely or anything.
Yeah.
I just do feel like I like give that off. But yeah, so that's why when I do have my spidey senses go off, I'm just like, oh no, this is fucking real.
Yeah. Thanks for telling that.
You always have to listen to your gut.
Oh fuck yeah! Like listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Like, because we could have just like kept walking and been like, and that actually is normally me. Like I'm usually like, oh, it's fine. I'm sure it's not a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm usually one to be like, whatever. So like we could have not crossed back and forth the street like 3 to 4 times or like yelled at each other to be like, we're crossing the street. Like, you know what I mean? Like we were like putting like it was a deal that we were doing. You know, it was a big fucking thing. And like a lot of times I would just be like, oh, we're fine, and keep walking. And I think like I would have followed us all the way home.
100%. Yeah.
And God knows what else he was trying to do.
Well, like our instincts are what like.
Yeah, they're animal instincts.
Like a saber-toothed tiger.
Exactly. Yeah. Your animal instincts are real.
Yeah.
So follow them.
Yes.
And hashtag stay alive. Sammy's.
Yay.
We love you. But also now I have, once I moved into my own apartment though, I got mace.
Yeah, you did.
Mace? Pepper spray.
Pepper spray. I think it's the same.
But I have like pepper spray on my keychain now.
You've been really
and,
great
like,
about locking
I got a
your
fucking
door.
taser. Like I'm like, as much as like I'm like, oh, I'm like scared. I'm still like, I'm not like, no.
That's not being scared. That's being prepared.
Exactly. Like
Meat
it's just like,
tenderizer
don't
under your bed.
fuck with me. I have a meat tenderizer under my bed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
That's for, you know, any men that might be in my bed for whatever reason. Don't fuck with me.
You'll get fucking tenderized, motherfucker.
So they're walking on opposite sides of the street.
And she's like mimicking him.
Yeah. And so he starts walking, she starts walking at the same time.
Love this bitch.
He stops, she stops.
I love her.
He starts walking again, she starts walking again. He stops, she stops. Question 6. You're him. What does he do? What do you do?
Wow. Okay. I'm him. Wow, that's so interesting. Because as you were telling it, I was like, I'm her and I'm going to fucking eat this dude. And then I was like, oh, that's not our podcast. How do I say this? So, okay. Can I ask a couple questions about the street?
Mm-hmm.
You said it's pretty industrial.
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of residences.
Mm-hmm.
Are there alleys? Are there turns? Are there cross streets? That kind of thing.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So I think what I might first do is kind of take a page out of Kim's book. I'm actually going to turn around and start walking the opposite direction because I want to see if she's going to be that obvious about mimicking me. And also, where did I just come from?
Talking to the sex worker.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to a witness, basically. So I think that's what...
But she's the one who walked away. Like, she left you, the sex worker.
I still think there's something to be said for walking in the opposite. It's pretty deserted.
Yeah, I don't see anyone else.
I'm still going to go the opposite direction. I think he goes the opposite direction. No. Maybe we both are like, what do you want? What's up? Are you fucking, what's going on? Are you following me? What's happening? And kind of like call the situation out as it happens. The end. Oh my God. Wow.
So he stops and he's like, hey, and like looks at her. She just doesn't reply. So he starts to walk again. She starts to walk again. And he just starts fucking running and like runs off.
Yeah.
She stops.
Yeah. I just feel like calling someone out, like kind of what you did, where it's like, your secret is no longer safe. Like, you're following us.
And cut to now, the little boy, it's still at nighttime. He's walking kind of down a street with a skateboard.
How little is this little boy? I know you can't do ages, but
10?
just 10. Okay.
10 to 35.
Yeah. 10. All right. So like
It's 10.
he's not like a toddler where I'm concerned.
No.
But he's also, where's your mom?
Well, you know,
Okay.
they don't live in the best town. Doesn't feel like.
Okay.
You know? So, okay. He's 10-ish. 10 to 15. Not 15.
No, I know exactly where you're like, I wish that you had a mentor or an adult with you of some kind. Yeah.
So he's walking with a skateboard. The girl is behind him. But we just see that. He stops and puts down the board and he like starts to open a little piece of candy. Mm. She stands like behind him and we just see her standing there.
Oh my God.
He turns around.
I can't
She's
wait to watch
gone.
this. Oh my God. I can't wait to watch this. I'm so excited. Whole thing black and white?
Whole thing black and white. He picks up his skateboard, turns back around. She's right in front of him. He sidesteps. She does it with him. He sidesteps again. She does it with him.
Oh my God.
And so he just runs past her and he just keeps running and keeps running. And he looks back and doesn't see her and he keeps running. No, bam! He runs right into her.
Oh God.
He steps back and she just kind of stares at him. And she says, "Are you a good boy?
Yes.
Answer me. Are you a good boy or
I
not?"
said yes.
And he did say that. He's like, "Yes."
Oh,
Like
baby.
a little squeak.
Little baby.
And she kind of slowly like gets up to his face and she says, "Don't lie. Are you a good boy?" And he's like, "Yes." And she kind of like pushes him a little. And she's like, "I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you a good boy?" And she growls and her fangs come out. And he kind of starts to whimper.
Oh, baby.
And she says, "I can take your eyes out of your skull and give them to dogs to eat." And it gets like kind of demon voicey.
I love this movie.
And she says, "Till the end of your life, I'll watch you. Understand?" And he's like, "Yes." She says, "Be a good boy."
Oh my God.
And he runs away.
She just made a dude that really respects women from this point forward.
Or is terrified of them.
I'm fine with either.
She picks up his skateboard. Cut to her skateboarding down the street. And her kind of
This
cape is just like flying in the
Fucking
wind.
bitch. I love her so much.
Cut to the dad, who is unwell.
Oh, right. Forgot about this.
And Ash is bringing him soup. And dad is like being a dick now. Like he is just like, I need my medicine. Like, don't you see me? Like, you only care about yourself and da 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 da. All the things.
That is heroin, sir.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
And Arash like looks at it. Like there's a picture of like clearly mom and dad.
Oh.
There's like a bunch of pictures of them kind of out. And he like looks at that and like pulls out a drawer and like pulls out her lipstick. And cut to Arash kind of sitting with headphones and he's like cutting up some like material like at his desk. And I was like, what? Cut to some sexy ladies at like a club party and they're all like saying hello. Turns out it's a Halloween party.
Cool.
And he has like a cape on with a Dracula neck kind of thing.
Oh,
what's that called?
Collar. It's called a collar. No, I actually think it is called a collar.
It's just a collar?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason that I say that is because I'm about to sound so dorky again. In Alistair Sim, A Christmas Carol, Peter, Bob Cratchit's son, puts on his collar and it's too big for him. And they all make fun of him and they're like, look at you, Peter, wearing father's collar. It's too big for you. And it's like a collar that like comes up like this. I'll see myself.
Yeah, I'll post-mortem it because I don't know that that's the same as the Dracula collar, but maybe.
Yeah.
We don't forgot. Oh my God, I forgot. We have an
producer.
on-set researcher. Cindy! What's the fucking this
thing?
sticky up thing around the neck of the Dracula?
Yeah.
The vampires. So anyway, the sexy girls kind of like find him and they were like, oh, we were told to like to come find Dracula, and they ask for X. And so to see.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I have X to see better, please? Ecstasy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a side note, but so it's like one kind of like sexy girl and then one that's like in a skeleton kind of outfit. Turns out that was the director, the skeleton girl.
Oh, that's neat. Cool.
And so she apparently also does the skateboarding scenes.
Neat.
Which was cool.
Oh my God, I love her. I love Women in Horror Month.
I know.
I love it.
So and it kind of seemed like sexy girl like knew Arash because she was like, oh, we were told to find Dracula, it's you know. And so they ask for X, and so he's like, here, it's on me. He gives it to them and they're kind of like flirty, and so skeleton friend leaves and sexy girl stays with him and they're like flirty, and she's like, so is this your new job? And then he's like, yeah. And she asks for another and he's like, no. And she's like, just give it to me. And so he does. And then she takes it and she's like, open your mouth.
Oh.
And she puts it in.
She's trying to X with him.
Excellent.
No. You don't have to. You could have just tapped out.
I mean, I kind of did halfway through. I just wished I didn't say anything, but I did.
Yeah. And now it's recorded forever and ever.
I'll see myself out.
It is called a collar.
It is called
That's
a collar.
It? Just a vampire collar?
Yeah, it's called a collar.
Collar. So cut to him later rolling. And everyone is just dancing, and him and sexy girl are like flirty eyes and dancing. And he like leans in and tries to kiss her, and she like pushes him away. And some other guy walks up and like has vampire teeth, and so he like puts it in Arash's mouth, and he's like, look at him now. And then he kind of dances with sexy girl a little, and like Arash is kind of like bummed though that interaction didn't happen, you know. And she's like, are you okay? And fade to black.
Fade to black. Okay.
Cut to him walking down the street in his cape. And this is more like neighborhood, like houses, it seems like. He's walking down. And he just stops at one point and like just stares up at a street light.
Oh.
For like a really long time.
Oh, because he's on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just stands and stares at it.
Yeah, he's on X.
He wanted to see that light better.
I mean, yeah. Yep.
What?
That was great.
So
Nice callback.
now the girl is skateboarding by him, like in the street. And he's just literally standing at the light. And so she stops. He's staring at the light. She looks at him. And now he stops and looks at her. And he takes out his teeth.
Right.
And is like, I'm lost.
She's like, that's appropriation.
Oh my gosh.
It is.
So he takes out his teeth. And he's like, I'm lost. Where are we? And she says, Bad City. That's what it's like called Bad City.
Oh, okay.
But it's a fictional town. But
Sure.
You get it, probably what it means.
Yeah, I got it.
And he's like, Bad City, I live there. This doesn't look like it, does it? It's not familiar. And so he kind of walks up to her and he's like, I'm Dracula. And he like opens his eyes real big. And he's like, don't worry, I won't hurt you.
Oh, cute.
And he turns and walks away. She follows. And then he turns and asks her why she's here. And he's like, why are both of us here? And she just stares at him. And he says, I've never been like this before.
Oh, baby.
And then he like takes her hand and he's like, you're so cold.
Oh.
And then he like wraps his cape around her and like hugs her.
What a sweet baby.
I know.
She has not yet spoken, correct? What a sweet baby. You know what this reminds me of? Let the right one in.
Yeah.
It really reminds me. Okay, keep going.
And Anasha's like, let's sit. And he like drops to the ground.
Oh.
And the girl's like, you can't sit here. And she says, my house is near here. You can sit there. And he tries to get up. And he like can't. He's like, I can't. I need to sit. Question 6. What does she do? What do you do? This isn't really to stay alive. It's more just how do you deal with the situation?
I think she picks him up and carries him, and so do I. I've got vampire strength. Kim just teased me. She like fucking hovered her beautiful hand over that bell for eternity, making me wonder, have I kept up my commitment of the best score we've ever done? And then took her hand away. She's the real monster.
You're not getting it. You get maybe 1, maybe a half.
Okay. Well, don't give me pity points.
That's what I feel like I'm starting to do.
Yeah, don't. I've already ruined my perfect
I know.
score.
I really wanted you to do it, but I'm going to give you half because nothing has proven that she has super strength, but I think you just watched a movie where a vampire did.
Yeah.
So that's in your brain.
I did. And also I believe in vampire strength.
Okay.
It's my personal belief.
Which is why
and I would
like,
appreciate if you didn't
I'm not shaming you
it.
for your belief.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we haven't been given information that tells us that in this so far.
Great.
And which is why I gave you a half a point.
Thank
because
you
I was like,
for my belief.
I was like, I don't know if you have super strength or
Right.
not. So I'll give you half a point.
Thank you. Great.
Definitely not what she does though.
Okay, what'd she do?
She grabs the skateboard
Oh.
and then wheels him down the street as he
Cute.
sits on the skateboard.
Oh my God, what a little dum-dum. I love it.
Cute. So now they're in her apartment and she's putting on a record and he's just like kind of flopped laying on the bed. And it's like fun music she puts on. He kind of like sits up and slowly stands up and there's a disco ball in the middle of like her ceiling. And so he like stares at it.
Oh, I bet on X.
And then
to
spins
see.
it.
That's cuckoo bananas.
Yeah, it just stares at it and it's spinning. She's just been like standing over the record player the whole time. And so he kind of like slowly comes up behind her.
Oh.
And his face is like up like to her hair.
Oh.
And she slowly turns around.
Okay.
And I wrote the tension. And they look at each other. She touches his face.
I'm into this.
Question 7. What does she do? What do you do?
I'm her.
Mm-hmm.
She touches his face.
Mm-hmm. And she kind of like pulls his head back.
as if to expose his neck. Mm-hmm. I think she has feelings for this sweet little boy. I think that she catches herself and she's like, no, I can't do this, and kind of like ushers him out of the apartment. Like, she's like, we can't, get the fuck out of here. And then I think for me, as a vampire, I'm a really honest vampire. So I feel like I'm going to be like, look, I feel a connection here. I am the undead. My impulse is to bite you and feed on your lifeblood, and either drain you to deletion or until you become one like me. How do you feel about that? And do you want to be life partners? Or should I say dead partners? The end of my answer.
That's 2 half points.
Great.
I feel like it might be a little too soon. Like, gosh, you just met Ketrin.
Honestly, but like, how old am I? Like, I'm probably like 500 years old. I don't have time to mess around. And I also like,
Actually, you have nothing but time to mess around.
But I'm also kind of like, I don't know, like, I've done this. I don't want it. I'm tired of the bullshit.
She pulls his head back and looks at his neck and then lays her head down on his chest.
Sweet. Oh, I love this movie.
Mm-hmm. Cut to daytime.
I
There's
love
like
watching
a
this
balloon in the air. This is okay. This is a part where like I've read a lot of things where like they compare a lot of this movie to like David Lynch stuff. And this is one of those scenes.
Yep. Oh, David Lynch, you strange, strange creature.
So again, black and white. So I'm always like daytime. Seems like daytime.
Yes.
There's just a balloon outside, kind of floating, and we see a hand grab it, and that person is like seems like a transgendered like cowgirl.
Oh,
I guess the character's name title was like Rockabilly.
Okay.
So also headscarf and like strong makeup. And now it's when I realized I was like, oh, I think she is who I think I saw in the beginning.
Okay.
I kept getting her and other sex worker confused.
Okay.
But she might be a sex worker too. Okay. So it was confusing.
So we have 2 sex workers and a vampire that are identifying as women. Is that?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, great.
But so she is just like dancing around, and it's just a long scene of her dancing outside with this balloon.
Great. That is very Lynchian.
Cut to eggs. Cooked eggs on a plate.
All right.
Arash and
Are
Dad.
they scrambled?
No.
Are they fried?
They're sunny side up.
Sunny side up.
Maybe over easy.
Over easy? Do they have a white top or a yellow top?
Girl, it's black and white.
Oh, right. Yep.
It's Arash and Dad.
Oh.
And Dad's like, you look funny. And he's like, I'm tired. And Dad's like, yeah, where were you? And he says, with a girl. And Dad's like, what girl? And Arash says, I don't know her name. And Dad's like, well, who's her family? And he's like, I don't know.
Someone who's not a fucking drug addict, Dad.
Dad's like, oh, what are you, an idiot now? Like, you don't know? You don't know her? Oh, well, congrats, handsome.
Fuck you, Dad.
So now it's nighttime, and our friend sex worker is walking by the car.
The 56 Chevy.
The 56 Chevy. I really hope it's a 56
I really
that
do
would
too.
Be amazing.
I want it to be a 56 Chevy.
That would be
so badly.
So amazing.
Yeah.
It's really nothing even close. But that was the car that she got in with fucking douchebag pimp guy. So she walks by and like keys the car.
Yes.
And the girl is standing on the sidewalk watching her.
Okay.
So sex walker walks away.
Sex walker works away.
Sex worker walks away. She turns. The girl's now like a little bit closer to her. She starts walking again. The girl follows. She keeps walking. She stops. The girl stops. Question 8. You're the sex worker. What do you do? What does she do?
I think that the sex worker unfortunately, just keeps walking but speeds up, trying to get away. I'm going to turn to her and I'm going to be like, hey, bitch, I like your vibe. You want to get a drink? Not blood. I don't do that. But do you want to like hang out? Let's be friends. The end.
Point for you, because sure. I don't know. Sex worker fucking turns around and is like, why are you following me?
Okay.
Like, what do you want?
Shoot.
Like, she actually confronts her more than anyone else.
You know what? I should have followed my gut because I went, oh, the movie wouldn't have two people confront, like do the same tactic. And I should have just gone with my gut.
Because it's kind of a different tactic, really.
Okay.
Like, he was like, hey, and then ran away.
Right.
And she was like,
fuck you.
Why are you following me? What do you
me?
want?
Okay.
Like, it's just a different energy, kind of.
Yeah.
The girl opens her hands and she has fucking douchebag watch and jewelry.
Oh, shit.
And so sex worker brings her to her apartment and asks where she got it. The girl doesn't reply. She offers her like some fruit and she's like asking why you're following me. Like, are you religious or something? And the girl's like, no. And sex worker's like, look who found her tongue. I find out later that sex worker's name is Ati, Atti, I believe. So I'm just going to call her that. So Ati is like, what do you like want to do what I do? Like, it's not easy and I'm not a teacher,
right?
You know? And the girl's like, you don't like what you do.
Oh.
And she's like, have you been watching me? And the girl says, at night.
I love her.
And Adi's like, well, what do you see? And the girl says, you're sad. You don't remember what you want. And that passed long ago and like nothing ever changes.
Ugh.
And Adi's like, only idiots and rich people are the only ones that think things can change.
Oh, ouch.
And the girl is now like kind of like sitting on her bed and staring at, we're in Adi's house, you know, there's a map of the world on the wall. And she's like, you're saving your money for what? And Adi's like, what are you, a thief? And the girl's like, no. And she's like, well, what are you? Cut to the girl walking on the street alone at night. She is actually kind of skateboarding along a wall, actually. And like thunder starts. And she goes down an alley. And I think like there's maybe a homeless person there or something. And she kind of like slowly walks up to him and bites him.
Ah! She's hungry.
Yeah.
Late night snack.
Cut to her walking home. There's a note on her door. It says, meet me at the power plant tomorrow, 10 p.m. Dracula.
Cute. I'm shipping this.
I know. They're cute. Cut to morning, clouds, the girl's sleeping. And I wrote dream ? It's like we're in like a tunnel. It's very backlit. So it's like very dark and like the end is light. And there's a man walking towards us. Cut to Arash sitting outside the power plant on his car, just waiting. In my brain, I thought the power plant was like a club or something.
Because we had power plant in Baltimore?
Yeah. But it was like just an actual power plant. He was just sitting outside it.
Have a nice day, cafe.
Oh my God.
Or fucking Hammer Jacks.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All of there's a place called Power Plant Live in Baltimore that we went to in college a lot. So yeah, no, he's just outside the power plant.
Okay.
He looks over. The girl is standing there. And so he like gets out, reaches in his car and he pulls out a bag and he's like, are you hungry? I brought you a hamburger.
Cute.
And so she kind of takes it and they both just like kind of like sit or like lean on the front of his car. And she takes it and looks at it and he's like, you don't like hamburgers? I never met someone who doesn't like hamburgers. And he says, I don't know your name. And the girl says, you don't know me. And he's like,
God.
Obviously, we just met.
Oh my God. They're so honest. They're so genuine. I love it.
And he asks, what's the last song she listened to? Ah! And she says, Hello, Hello by Lionel Richie.
Oh, hello.
And he's like, sad. Sad songs hit the spot, don't they? And so he gets up and he turns the car radio on. Is that what hello, hello is? Hello? Is it me you're looking for?
By Lionel Richie,
I
yeah.
can see it in your eyes.
Yep, that's it.
Hello, hello. Why is it two hellos?
I don't think it is called Hello, Hello. Cindy!
Cindy! But that is a sad song.
I think
right?
it's just hello. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe she just said that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's translated. Anyway, because I was like, hello, hello sounds upbeat.
Hello, hello!
Meanwhile, what I have found is that it is a 1957 Ford Thunderbird.
It's a 1957 Ford Thunderbird.
So 1 year off and still an American like that's
close.
Really
So
close.
God
Nice job, Burns. Thanks, Sydney.
Thank you. So he turns the car radio on and they just kind of sit there for a while. And he looks at her and he says, I know something else about you.
What?
And he starts to like kind of pull back her scarf like along her ear a little. And he says, your ears aren't pierced. And he hands her the diamond earrings.
Oh, nice move, bro. Wow.
And she's like, they're pretty. And he says, too bad you can't wear them. And then she pulls out a safety pin. And he's like, seriously? And she's like,
this
yeah.
is getting romantic.
And so he lights the end of it with like a lighter and pierces her ear. Yes. And the first one, it like goes through and she turns her head away like in pain and her fangs come out. Like,
oh God, I'm loving.
She like puts them back in.
Let me just put these
Just
back
he didn't see. You didn't see that. Excuse my fangs.
Excuse my fangs. Oh, you're so cute.
Anytime I do something embarrassing on a date from now, I'm just going to excuse my fangs. Except I'm not dating in February. We still haven't come up with a name for it.
Yeah.
It's called
No Datetuary.
No Datetuary.
Sure.
But she turns back and they pierce the other one. And like she's like, do it, you know, and he does it and she puts in, and then she puts like the earrings in.
Brinzy.
And then he looks at her.
Yeah.
And he says, what lucky earrings.
Oh.
And I died.
Man. He's got some really legit game.
But like,
it's adorable.
It's adorable because he's just so genuine. He's
so,
not
that's what it is.
putting on game. Like
No.
he's just
like he doesn't even know the game he
sweet
has.
boy.
Yeah.
And then he slow kind of leans closer to her, like their heads get close, and he leans in to kiss her. And she says, I've done bad things.
Oh, we all have, honey.
I'm bad.
No.
And she's like, you don't know the things I've done. And he says, you don't know the things I've done.
Oh.
She pulls away and starts to leave. He kind of follows after her and like stops her. And she's like, he says, if there were a storm coming right now, like a big storm, would it matter? Would it change anything? And she just stares at him and walks past him. She stops and turns back to him and then just leaves as like a big train goes by with him.
Sure.
So cut to Arash like walking down the street, bummed, and like him at home, bummed, and more like landscape of Bad City. And now we see the cat.
Baby.
And the dad is like talking to it. And he's like, are you watching me? What do you want? You're torturing me. What are you doing? Like he's just, and he's
losing
like,
his mind.
starts looking at like pictures of his wife. And he starts yelling, what the hell do you want from me? This is the life you left me with. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. And he starts throwing the pictures all on the ground.
Oh, poor dad.
Yeah. And Arash comes out and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, the cat has your mother's eyes.
Oh.
And they kind of start fighting. And Arash is like, you're supposed to be my father, you know?
Yeah.
And the dad is freaking out. Clearly, like, the mom died.
Of course.
And
I'm
Arash,
so glad you said that because for a second I was like, oh my God, the mom was reincarnated as a cat. And that's part of the story.
Clearly, the mom died and is now reincarnated as the cat.
Right.
But communication's tough.
Sure.
So Yeah, it's like cat's language. I don't know. I guess you'd be better at it.
Yeah,
than
I speak it.
So
fluently.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
You need
You
to help them out.
would if you were more there for your niece and nephew, but we can get into that later.
If my niece and nephew were puppies, I'd be there for them.
Oh my God. Tallulah and Hatter. Please do not listen to this. She didn't mean it.
I am very nice to your cats. I am nicer to your cats than any other cats.
We'll talk later. It's fine.
Like on the scale of me and cats, yours are the top.
Thank you, I guess.
You should be thanking me. I'm very nice to them.
So he's like, okay. So he's like, my wife is a cat.
Yeah, but like
And
they're
he's like,
fighting
but I need a
and
dad.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And like, and Arash is like, you want your medicine? Fine. And he like throws drugs at him. And he's like, take it. Take it. And if you take it, leave. Get out of this house if
Because
you,
he had him
if you
from the
take
suitcase,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And like, so dad like picks up the drugs and some cash was there. And he's like, and he takes the cat.
Takes the cat.
Arash kind of like told him to take the cat too, but I don't really remember. Close up now of a lighter cooking heroin on a spoon.
Shoot.
And cut to a record playing, and dad is at Ati, sex worker's place.
Oh.
And he asks her to dance for him. Come on, like the old days. And she gets up and like slowly starts dancing. And it's very artistic. Like it's very like backlit, you know?
Okay.
And dad watches and he's like, come here, let's be together. Like have a good time. And he tries to like kind of hand her like the needle.
Oh no.
And she doesn't want to. And he kind of like gets pissed, like, and he like throws her on the bed and like takes off his belt and like he's like, we're gonna have a good time. And so he like wraps the belt like around like her wrist.
No.
And she's like, I don't want to. And he like puts the heroin like into her arm.
No.
And she like slow falls over.
I'm so mad.
And then he puts in his own arm and he like falls next to her and they like spoon basically.
This was like, ugh, that's really upsetting.
Yeah. It's interesting though too, because it's like I feel like when I'm telling, it's like there's something about him though that's like really
Sympathetic?
sad,
I
and
you're-
he's like old, like I don't know, like you know.
No, you're conveying it. You're conveying.
Yeah.
I don't want him. Like, okay, here's an example. As soon as the tracksuit pimp guy came on screen,
Yeah.
I was like, let's kill him.
Yeah,
The dad, I'm like,
yeah,
let's redeem him.
yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah,
He's got a demon on his back.
for sure. Yeah, he has a
Cindy
demon
said
on
he
his
has a
back.
Demon on his back.
Very true.
Like you're portraying him the way that you mean to, for sure.
Okay, good.
I'm still mad.
Yeah, obviously. You know, you don't inject someone.
No. Yeah, no. What he did was not okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't decide if I wanted to share something or not. I don't know if I'm going to.
Well, you can also just to remind you can share it and then decide to cut it. So
I know.
yeah.
I just have like a very you do you. I have very close ties to heroin, so like watching
Oh yeah.
it so specifically is also very challenging for me to do.
Yes, I hear that.
Like literally watching people do it, like
Yeah.
cooking and stuff is like
Triggering.
ugh, just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very close to my heart and family. And so the cut to beep boop boop, they're spooning. Close up of now it's like a weird kind of artistic-y thing. It's like a close up of like Adi's eyes. She like slowly blinks open, but now it's like the cat is like watching. And cut to the girl, like kind of turns and like looks at something. Cut to cat. There's a loud like bang in the place. Adi and dad like look up from the bed. The girl is now kind of like bust into the place and like looks pissed.
Yeah.
Question 9. You're the dad. What do you do? What does he do? It was a really cool shot though, because she kind of like busts in like almost like above them with like her cape a little bit. And I was like, queen.
Is it still nighttime?
They're like inside Adi's house. I assume it's night. It's also black and white. So
Yeah.
always fucking.
What does Dad do? I would love it if Dad protected Audie. Like, kind of like got between the girl and Audie. What do I do? I mean, instinctually, I'm probably going to do the same, but I'm probably going to pick up something heavy. The end.
I'll give a point for you. He does nothing.
What?
She just fucking swoops in, like drags him off the bed and like onto the ground, and then just like jumps on him and bites his neck.
What?
And Addie just like sits there watching, like, the fuck?
Holy shit. Wow, I didn't see that going there. Okay.
Cut to, it's dark. There's like shadows dragging like something through the streets, and it's like basically it's the girl and Addie now dragging the body, and they put it like in an alleyway, pretty much.
The girl and Audie are both dragging the body? Wow.
Yeah, like out of her apartment.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we hear kind of like some thunderstorming a little bit, and we see up in a window someone, little boy, ? Is looking from an upstairs window. And like sees them.
Okay.
Cut you back inside. The girl's just like sitting on the bed, like petting the cat. Audie's smoking a cigarette. And Audie's like, you have to leave and take that thing with you. And
This poor baby cat.
the girl picks up the cat and leaves. Now it's daytime, more oil rigs and shit. And we see people standing over the body. And little boy is like dragging, it's like a close up of like him just like pulling someone over. It's Arash.
Oh no.
And so the little boy is like kind of close looking up at the body, and Arash like pulls him out of the way and sees it's his dad.
Oh no. Oh no.
And gets up and is just kind of, fucking
God.
breathing and whatever. Just fucking
Dad wasn't a
shook.
bad guy. He was just all broken.
Yeah, and it's like, oh God.
Yeah.
He's the one who told him to leave. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, ah.
We have a hashtag therapy situation.
Hashtag therapy.
Yeah.
And so like he's just like kind of like and he like goes to the boy and he's like, if you saw something, you have to tell me. Did you see something? Question 10. You're the boy. What do you say? What does he say?
So what the little boy saw was the girl and Audie dragging the body. That's what he saw. This kid seems pretty street smart. I also am not getting the sense that there's a super great kind of infrastructure of law enforcement here. I think if I'm trying to stay alive, I'm going to go ahead and say both of us are like, I didn't see anything, sir. I had to really go against my own instincts of being like, I saw everything. Let me give a direct report. Who are the authorities I can report this to? How may I help in the investigation?
Yeah, but the girl told you she'd be watching you forever.
I hear you, and that's why I listened to her, and I said, nothing, sir. I didn't see anything.
Good job, Ketwin.
Thank you.
I know, Catherine's basically a Girl Scout.
But like an angry one. I'm like an angry Girl Scout. Yeah.
He's like, did you see something? And the boy's like, no.
Yeah.
Did you see someone? No. Who was it? And the boy's like, I don't know. And he's like, who was it? And the boy's like, I don't know. Cut to all the broken picture frames on the floor of mom and dad.
Good.
And Ash is now like packing a bag with all the cash and the drugs.
Yeah.
And now he's driving. And like the sound kind of slowly turns to like just a heartbeat. Cut to black. The tunnel again, backlit. Person walking. Arash ? Same as her dream ?
Oh.
And we slowly get closer and closer to the person. And it's like a slow moving and quick jump forward. The girl wakes up.
Oh.
She opens her door. Arash is sitting outside. And he just walks inside by her. And he says, we have to go. Pack your things.
Oh my God, they're going together.
Do you have a bag? And she just looks at him. And he says, I can't stay here. We'll get in my car and we'll go. We'll leave Bad City. And he's kind of just, he's not even looking at her. He's just looking down.
Poor
and he
sweet
says,
baby.
He says, come with me.
Oh.
Don't leave me alone.
Oh my God. Ouch. My heart.
And she turns away.
No.
And she takes her shirt off.
Oh?
And changes to a new one.
Okay.
So it's like just her back. We don't see anything. And she turns and looks back at him. And grabs a bag.
Okay, here we go.
And starts packing. And he like sits on the bed and kind of has like some tears in his eyes. And the cat walks out.
Oh no. So now he knows.
Stares at it. And looks up at her. And she is like dumping like a bunch of jewelry and watches like in the bag. And puts like her scarf cape on. And she picks up the cat. Cut to them driving.
Okay.
It's nighttime.
Okay.
A lot of long shots here. And he basically, it's just literally just long shots, like them just sitting there. And he slows down and pulls to the side of the road. It's just like desolate emptiness, you know. And he gets out and like just walks into the darkness and then like back in front of the car. And he's just kind of like standing there, like in front of the headlights, like not even looking at the car, like kind of looking away and like just like thinking basically, like thinking hard, really, you know. And she's just watching him. After a while, he gets back in the car and they just sit in silence, not looking at each other.
Oh, wow.
And they're like kind of on opposite ends of the car and the cat's actually like in the middle, like behind them.
Baby.
Just
What color is a kitty cat?
I don't know. It's black and white, and then it's
Tabby?
Tabby, sure.
Okay. Like Hattie, where it's like patterns?
I don't know.
I sent
Fine.
you a link, the two of you, about like there's a blog that specifically talks about the cat in this movie.
Great.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I actually read a little something, not on purpose, but like I was looking up different things. Not on purpose. No, but I was trying to find some. There was a couple things I really wanted to find. And then this came up where it was something like the cat wasn't written in. She was just like so impressed by the cat that she decided to include it or something like that.
So impressed by the cat? She was impressed. Is that not the sweetest thing you've ever heard in your life?
No, the sweetest thing I ever heard is how lucky those earrings are.
So impressed by the cat. Continue.
Can I finish my story?
Yes, you may.
I was really trying to build the tension.
Sorry. I'm sorry I fucked it up. Go ahead. The cat is in the middle of them. They're just sitting in
Gets
silence.
back in the car. They're sitting in silence, not looking at each other. He reaches over to the glove box and grabs a cassette tape. He puts it in. Music starts playing. And they both, at the same time, slowly look towards each other. Cut to the car starting and driving away. The end.
The end?
The end.
That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
This is so similar to Let the Right One In, but for grown-ups.
Mm-hmm.
That was so lovely.
Yeah. It's really fucking good.
Wow. That must have been such... That's so interesting. He knew that she killed his dad.
He definitely knew she killed his dad.
And to go and to understand, no, my dad killed himself.
And or just like the choice. He's like, I know she killed my dad. I know she killed the fucking pimp guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I can choose to be alone or be with her.
Interesting. Yeah, this is very cool. 'Cause yeah, I'm seeing a slightly different take that perhaps is influenced by me, where it's like I see something in this girl where, like, if my dad hadn't gone down a certain path, he wouldn't have been her victim. The path that he went down was, to some extent, obviously addiction is not always a choice, but like there was wow, this is gorgeous.
Yeah. Like she definitely was clearly going after
lost souls that didn't have much else to live for. For whatever reason.
Kind of like the vampire Dexter.
The vampire Dexter, producer Cindy says. Wow.
It's like, if I'm going to have to eat somebody, it might as well be a bad mamma jamma.
Yeah, wow. If I'm going to have to eat somebody, it's may as well be. Wow. That's gorgeous.
All right, let me count your points.
Okay, bye. Hey, Sammies. Can't get enough of us? God, you're so greedy.
Jeez.
Come join us over at our Patreon, where we have tons more Kim and Kat for you.
Yeah, come get some BoneCon.
That's bonus content.
We've got t-shirts, we've got videos with research and fun shit.
What else we got?
We've got home games so you can play along, exclusive poll voting things.
And we have exclusive content that you can't get anywhere else.
So join us and become an official Sammy at our website, www.kimandkatstayalive.com. You can find Patreon and any of our links on social media at kksampodcast, or just go straight to patreon.com.
Search for us there.
We'd love to have you.
Can't wait to see you, Sammies.
Goodbye. Bye. Okay.
How did I do?
Well, you got 6 out of 6 for the Dead or Alive. For the questions, you got 15 out of 20 for a total of 21 out of 26.
Wow. I think that might be our best score. Wow.
Very good score.
I'm really happy with that.
You should be.
That movie was beautiful.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. It was really
fucking
gorgeous.
Thank you to our patrons for letting me do that.
Yeah.
For choosing that.
I loved it. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm
You have to watch
so excited.
Thank you to Women in Horror Month.
Yes.
Thank you to women making beautiful movies.
Yeah. And thank you.
Writing and directing them.
And thank you to my favorite woman in horror, Kim Burns. What, bitch? Are you surprised that you're my favorite woman in horror?
Ketrin gave me a look that I thought was, are you going to say it back to me? But then she was...
Oh, no, now are you going to say it back
well,
to me?
Well, I was, but then you interrupted me.
Yeah, you're my favorite woman in horror.
Thank you to my favorite woman in horror, the cat.
Who was a dude, you said.
No, it was their mom.
Oh, right. I was just referring to like when the pimp lifted up his behind. It was like, Mr. Cat.
Right. Yeah.
I love this.
It was really good. Oh God, it was so good. Yeah, you should check it out because it is like interesting visually as well.
Well, and Eric really wants to watch it.
Yeah,
too. So
it's on Shudder. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate everyone that pushes play and listens to this podcast.
Yeah, and
I love you all so much.
Thank you to our temporary producer Cindy for being here.
Oh my God, this was such a fun day.
I know, this was great.
Thanks for looking up our homework right in front of us.
And we love you so much, Cindy. Like, you're the fucking
And thank
best.
you for supporting us so much.
So everyone say goodbye to Cindy and
check us out on
all the
social
things.
media at KKSAMPodcast. We have merch, we have a Patreon, and lots of fun things going on over there. BoneCon. And
tell 5 friends about us.
Tell 5 friends about us. That's all. We love you.
Kim and Kat stay alive.
Maybe.
So until next week.
Stay alive.
Goodbye. Ghosted me. I'm done.